Hey guys, it's Jen. It's Friday, March 29th, 2019. And last night I had a pretty interesting night, I must say. I've been doing my research and studying and everything. And I've been going through a lot in my personal life as far as the homelessness and being kind of dejected and rejected and misunderstood and unaccepted. And I really don't have anyone that will hear me, much less listen to me, without just automatically assuming, oh, she's crazy. And, lock her up, throw away the key. And such has been my life thus far. So I spent a little time doing some research and I just wanted to let you guys know, my tribe members here, that I'm working on some different things like some sacred geometry and runes and trying to craft my own uh, means of furthering my meditation and channeling skills and things like that without the financial means, as some have, to go and purchase crystals or purchase, herbs and candles and aromatherapy and things like that. I live on pretty much a food stamp budget. So I get a lot of things from the grocery store, like um, baking soda, kosher salt that I use in baths, and I'm pretty innovative when it comes to those types of things. I actually want to show you guys this too. Um, One nice thing about being in Pennsylvania is that there are a lot of river stones and slate and um, coal and quartz naturally in the riverbeds. And so I do a lot of rock hounding. I always have. And when I leave the city area that's maddening sometimes, I'll go out to a little stream or something and just sit. And now that it's been sunny the last couple of days, um, I can get out more and do that. So I went for a walk today because I called a bunch of different agencies again, like the welfare department, and I was like, yo, they towed Brian's car the other night, and like that was my shelter, and the whole spiel. Those of you that saw my other video, you know what happened. It's like your dignity is taken away, and your basic needs, your survival, shelter, food, clean water, access to medicines, which I don't take any Western medicines anymore. I went completely vitamins, supplements, and herbs. So just blah, blah, blah. Anyways, so I made a bunch of calls today and I was just so stressed out over it all. I'm like, do people not understand the terms empathy or compassion or somebody's just dignity? And, like, how can these cops stand there and take a lady and put her in her bags out in the cold and have the car towed just because I don't have the financial means to go back to Florida, reinstate my driver's license for like 60 some dollars and come back and like, is everyone brain dead? It seems that way. So, oh, first thing before I show you what I found, or let me show you that first. Okay, so I went out today and I just was like, I'm going for a walk. I need to clear you know, my energy. And so I'm out walking and I found quartz, like unreal amounts of quartz. And I have an idea what I'm going to do with it in the city square. I've already charged it in a salt bath. And I am going to leave it by the moonlight tonight and then in the sun tomorrow, and they should be fully charged with my energy, my Reiki. So, what I'm thinking about doing is taking them to the little town square in my town and selling them. They're healing crystals after all, and they're naturally from Gaia. I mean, I found them along riverbeds and on the ground. So here's what I found today. Sorry, that was the background music. And okay, so with that being said, um, I'm going to make my own runes. And what I did last night, I keep journals, like I'm a writer, and this is my workspace here. So what I did last night is I started just research. I have in the past, but I never really like got into it. Being raised Catholic, I was like, oh, it's, that's witchcraft and da 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 da. So I guess the new label people can give me now is somewhat of a Christian witch. So I did my runes here and wrote down, what each of them are. I have a big connection to ancient Egypt, big time. So I spent some time with my man Horus, and I researched my name and how to write it in hieroglyphics, and I got that too. So I thought that was pretty cool. And the other thing I did was, um, I'm not an artist, so excuse my drawings, but I also am practicing some sacred geo here. And I'm going to show a picture to those who are aware of current cosmic events, as well as events with the magnetosphere, ionosphere, and Planet X, and what is currently happening with different things in the earth right now as far as healing is concerned. So this is what came to me, and I will show this for just a moment. And if it makes sense to anyone, great, and it'll resonate. If it doesn't, you can just ignore it, whatever. So if you guys can maybe see this, I got that, as well as I have a couple of dates that came to me too, which I'm not a date person. I don't like holding things to date. I'm just really good with numbers, and I do a lot of I'm not, certified or anything like that, but I do a lot of numerology type things. I pay attention to syncs. It's always like mathematical equations in my brain all the time. Everything's numbers. So this is another thing. You'll see my Eye of Horus again, but you've already seen that. So just above that is what I got there. And then, of course, I hearted him because I love him. Let's see. What else do I got here? Okay. And this is something that came to me. I did some past life regression hypnotherapy last night. One person that I love that has been instrumental to me is Michael Seeley and Jason Stevenson. And so I listened to a couple of Michael Seeley recordings last night. I use them quite frequently, and he has helped me on this journey. Like, if I ever get the chance to meet that man, both of them, and shake their hands, I would be honored. So I the town that I live in, let me just say, is called Jim Thorpe, and some might know the Native American athlete that this town is named for. Jim Thorpe, where they tried to strip his medals from him because he had, um, bet on some games when he was younger or some BS, something like that. But whatever, his Olympic medal was restored to him, and his burial site is here in the town. It's a very coal miner, negative energy town. Like when I go to some of these cave sites and I'm downtown, like I can feel the miner energy, and like I cry for these men sometimes. I can just, in my mind's eye, I can see them all, like the black lung and getting trapped, and the slave master, zinc mines and coal mines, and it's just a weird town. Anyways, there's a jail here that has a handprint on the wall that people have for decades tried to wipe off or whatever, and it just keeps coming back. And there's also an inn here in the town that has a couple of rooms that have a lot of spirit activity. So I used to work at the front desk at the inn, and I know the owner of the inn, who's very wealthy. And anyways, I lost my train of thought. Sorry. So people would come in and they specifically would request these rooms. And there's a lot of, like, they do ghost walks here and stuff like that. So, that as light workers, way showers, guides, earth angels, seers, channelers, star seeds, whatever you classify yourself as, we're all different. We're all unique. We're all individual. And I know why I am in this geographic location. Basically, for lack of a better phrase, to hold it down during this transformation that Gaia is going through, that humanity is going through, animals are going through, the oceans are going through, the air is going through, the cosmos are going through, and the universe is going through. It's about balance, and there are some places geographically, in my opinion, all over the world that have a little more dark energy or negative energy, and there needs to be really strong, resilient people that only go on the love vibe, that don't know hate, and that have the courage to basically take on their whole area and hold it down in a peace and love, 432, 528, 639, 963 hertz kind of way. So, what I got is I did another hypnosis for meeting my future self, because I'm like, my path that I'm following with healing and Reiki and all those good things, and spiritual guidance, spiritual counseling, advocate for the oppressed, and things like that. I know that I'm following divine will. I know that I walk with love. I am a goddess of light. And so, what came to me, I always keep a notebook with a pen next to wherever I sleep, because when I come to, if it's like a lucid dreaming phase, or those moments right before you're about to fall asleep or right when you wake up, you only get a short window to record it. You ever try to remember a dream and you're like, oh man, and then 5 seconds later it's like, oh, I can't remember what. So if you don't get to it right away, it's gone. So this is what came to me. I did a past life regression hypnosis, and I chose Egypt, of course. And I was met there with Horus and Hermes Thoth, and I was told that um, my job here is holding down this particular region in peace, love, unity, and freedom, divine love and light, releasing all negativity, helping spirits release into the light if they have been trapped here in darkness, and then emanating and emitting my peaceful, loving, healing energy to all. Like if you can imagine putting your finger in a bowl of water and just going like that, and it would make a cyclone effect, right? So if you take your positive aura and then you just extend it out, like imagine you're just, and then it's vibrating out to all around you, all that come in contact with you, your space, your city, and then your state and your country, over the oceans to the whole planet, into space, blah, 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 blah. Okay? So I drew a picture of what I mean by that. And that's like a person in the center, and then your aura around you, and then it's, radiating out. So I feel that that's kind of my quote unquote job here. Now, one other thing that I did is the welfare department is having me jump through all kinds of hoops to even get, you know, shelter. Like I'm not as valuable as any other human being on this planet, right? I, for some reason, don't deserve the basic needs like shelter, food, clean water, and money to survive on. Well, I got news for you. I do, as do we all, not based on gender, nationality, race, creed, religion, disability, or ability. And to prove that, I have an app on my phone, the Oxford's Learner's Dictionary. Um, Merriam-Webster's great and all, but I tend to go for the real scholarly stuff. I'm just a deep digger, I guess you could say. So I found that, when my IQ was tested when I was very young, and it was found to be very high. I'm just not even going to speak the number anymore because it's pointless. But they only based my ability and capacity on that. Back when I was a kid, there was something else though, but it wasn't determined or realized or um, known about in the late 80s. Okay, and that is autism. Now, as per the Oxford Dictionary, the true definition of autism is a mental condition in which a person finds it very difficult to communicate or form relationships with others. Now, that comes from the Greek word auto, or autos means self, okay? So, it's a, like it would be in Latin or English, it would be selfism, but it's in Greek autism. So I am an autist. And funny enough, today on my notifications on YouTube, Roseanne Barr, who I follow, I love her insight because she just speaks truth like me, and like don't like it, don't look kind of way, like the way that I am. And she talked about autism. And I'm like, are you serious? Like, this is really freaking cool. So, what I did is the welfare department wanted me to file for disability, right? And now I can, because technically I have a mental disability called autism. And I have the definition in the dictionary right here. The medical profession cannot dispute that. It just, when I was young, that wasn't known about. And my sons also have forms of it as well. And my friends keep saying that to me. People keep saying, why don't you just go back to Florida? Why don't you just go back to Florida? And I'm like, well, for two reasons. My geographic location, number one, I don't have anything there that I don't have, I don't have here. And second of all, my children are here and they are in a horrific, deplorable, disgusting, venomous, poisonous, negative environment right now. It is toxic. And if I just tuck my tail between my legs and dip out on them, what would that be saying for me as a mother? I mean, come on, like, so I'm not leaving. I'm not going anywhere. If I have to go somehow panhandle and make enough money to get a tent and a propane tank or something and go find a place out in the woods and be in walking distance to my kids, I'll do that. The point is that when my kids were taken by their father up here to Pennsylvania in 2012, I wanted to die. Without my children, there was nothing for me. And my sons are very much star seeds, very much gifted and very. And it's being squandered. All of our gifts and talents, and for me and my sons, are being squandered right now, wasted. And it's a travesty, it really is. So I'm not leaving, I'm not going anywhere. And I have DCF involved now. I have all these agencies in my local area involved. I have my former doctor involved. I have the welfare department involved. It's just a matter of time now. And it's time for vindication, in my opinion, retribution, justice, and for people to grow a conscience. And that's by having empathy and compassion that we are all human beings. None of us is any better or worse than anyone else. We're just different, aka unique, aka individual, aka original. Not better, not worse, not lower, not higher. And just some of us are richer and some are poor. And but we all deserve our basic needs and our dignity. I mean, I've been staying in a car for months, and like the way people look at you like you're a piece of trash, and you know your abilities and what you're skilled at, and you're thinking like, what really? And I come from a very strong, good family. My dad is a Navy Vietnam veteran. Um, my mom had very awesome psychic intuitive abilities. She passed away in 2014, however, but she's still here. She's still around. And my Nana on my dad's side, she fled Nazi Germany in 1938. And then my mother came to America from Great Britain when she was, I think, around 5, she said. So it must have been around 1955, 56, something around there. And, my families were not, low lives. I mean, my great aunt and uncle were former owners of the Foy Hotel in Cornwall in England. And, we have roots that go back pretty far. I'm not going to comment anymore on that because right now with the way of the world and the times and the essential repeat of World War II, that could draw some bad things to me and mine. So I'm not going to go there right now. But anyways, I just wanted to touch base with everyone and let you guys know that you guys have been instrumental for me. All of you whose videos I like and comment on and subscribe to and everything like that. If it wasn't for you, I'd have no one in my corner. And let me tell you, from where I sit here, it's very lonely because you don't have anyone in the 3D matrix to talk to about this without fear that you're going to end up in a mental institution again. And wouldn't be the first time. Let's just put it that way. So I also wanted, if this resonates with anybody, I'm just going to start shouting out things, and those who resonate will get it, and those who don't won't. It doesn't matter. No harm, no foul. Deuteronomy 15, as well as Agamemnon, the Genesis prayer book, Hecate, and let's see here. We've got okay, the past meets the present meets the future, 0 point simultaneously. That word came from Horus. You can thank him, not me, because I was like, what's the word? And I get simultaneously. I'm like, oh, okay, thanks. 3,600 years, 36,000 years. Planet X and its mass and its direct effect with its gravitational pull. Let's see. Possibility of our president being the last president as this country knows it. Nuclear reactors being disabled. They will disintegrate. And I think that's it for now. So, all right, guys, I just want you to know that all of you I hold right in my heart chakra all the time. I got you. I think about everyone all the time. And when I sense or see that things are getting ugly somewhere around the world, I hold that place in my heart, in peace and love and unity and freedom and justice. And I want you guys to know that I love you very much. I've got you. I know what it's like to walk in this world alone. Literally alone, but not figuratively alone. So, we got this. Like Truth Tribe, we're uniting and we're growing stronger, and the internet is our ally because it is spreading our information faster and faster and to a broader audience, and it is going to catch on. So, anyways, I love you guys so very much. I forgot last time, I'm gonna put my email down in the comments so that if anyone wants to reach out, or if you're going through a hard time, or you're a mother and you're experiencing some kind of separation or something with your children and you just want to talk and you need a shoulder or an ear, like, I'm here. So I love you guys. Have a great weekend. I'm sure I will be doing videos as I've been led to step out of my comfort zone box and get on the camera and do some videos. So I'm gonna do that. Anyways, all my love. Be blessed. Stay blessed. Stay in the light. Be the light.